Chị ơi, khách qua rồi làm 2 hộp trắng 2 hộp trắng 15 cm còn bên nhỏ là kia hả?
Một, hai, ba, vô. Một, hai, ba, vô. Một, hai, ba, vô.
Hey everyone, I'm Steph. Chris is behind the camera, and today we are continuing our food series here in Hanoi. So far we have just been loving the Northern Vietnamese cuisine, and today we have got a big day planned eating some more delicious Northern specialties, starting it all off with a jam-packed breakfast. Are you hungry? Let's go. Cái bánh này của bác ơi.
Trên này có chưa? Trên này có bên nhỏ là chưa hả? Chưa.
We're here at this very local shop this morning for a popular Northern Vietnamese breakfast. Now this is bun ja, which is ultimately a massive pyramid-shaped rice flour dumpling. And inside the rice flour is this delicious smelling mixture of pork and mushrooms. And just look at that. It is absolutely packed with that pork there. And on the side, we've got with it, oh my God, this thing is exploding. We've got some pickled cucumbers, as well as I think at least 4 different kinds of Vietnamese sausage, which all look super good. Look at this. And it is piping hot because these are steamed for several hours, and then they're all kept super toasty and warm, ready to serve to you. But I just want to get a nice big bite to start of just this pork and rice. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Oh wow, that is really nice. The texture, it just completely melts in your mouth. You can just swallow it straight down. Wow, that is super comforting and hearty. And to be honest, the flavors are quite mild. The pork itself, you can really just taste the flavor of the pork, and the mushrooms. Oh. They give it a nice earthy flavor, but wow, I have to say the flavor that's imparted from the banana leaf is so fragrant. Wow, that is incredibly delicious. Oh my goodness. We've got some hot sauce, it looks like, and soy sauce on the side here, which seems like a lot of people are putting on theirs. So let's just get a little bit on there.
So orange.
Super orange. I don't want to put like too much because, to be honest, just like the flavor of it itself is so nice that I feel like you don't need too much to go on with it. Okay, let's get a nice bite with a little bit of everything here. All right, look at that, super orange there. That's spicy. I gotta say that hot sauce has got quite a kick to it. It just hit me right in the back of the throat, and it definitely gives it a nice heat. The soy sauce adds a salty savoriness to it, but I have to say those pickled cucumbers are really, really nice. Adds a sourness to it, and the Vietnamese sausage, can't go wrong with more meat, I feel like. Look at all this meat that you get here with the cucumber. There's so many different cuts. Oh my gosh, look at all this. Honestly, I just love this on its own. It's so sticky. I mean, look at that. It's like a Jell-O, it just jiggles around. And And I love how it's steamed in the banana leaf because the flavors, like I said, they just really meld together through the steaming process and really shine through just the flavor of the meat, of the rice flour, and of that banana leaf itself. I can see why this is a popular breakfast because not only is it massive, but it's quite filling and just warming. So I can see why it's popular here in the north of the country where it's a little bit colder. This is super good. And I feel like definitely a lot of people are eating one to themselves, but I'm glad we're sharing this because we have a lot of eating to do today that we're super excited for. But you gotta start with a good breakfast.
One thing that's awesome about Hanoi is the amount of trees that are in the city, and they're huge, huge trees as well. So they provide a lot of cover from the sun, but also just makes the city look like one big forest. It's actually really cool. Like, look at the size of this tree. Up next, we're gonna go for a second breakfast, a very unique sticky rice.
Cái năm bắp chưa là thu chưa?
Hai đầy đủ ạ, một
Đầy đủ là xôi thịt xéo à?
cả hai bát rất nhiều
Hai xôi 15 nhá. Đều có ruốc đúng không? Một kho hành. Lát là 54.000, có bây giờ lại không, bây giờ đỡ cho mình hả?
Em chị ơi, khách qua rồi làm hai hộp trắng 15 cm trứng ốp đi.
Ok, 64 đúng không em ơi?
Đúng rồi.
Ok, có luôn đấy ạ.
Anh gọi anh cho vào hộp. Bắt đây à?
Đây là bát quả. Làm không chả 15 cho vào túi đi thôi.
Tất cả có hành nhá, hành riêng mọi người.
Em có một góc số 15 đúng không?
Bắt đây. Có thuốc không? 15 em ơi. Thêm bát sản thuốc chảo đã qua anh này không nói chưa? Anh gọi chưa?
Anh 15 chuyển khoản này. Chết từ cả trên 15 em chưa? À chưa chuyển gì ạ?
Chưa nhận được.
Cái này có bó không? Hai bát này
Có.
Nó có được trả bè.
Em là liệu đấy.
15 triệu rồi nhá.
Ngô có xéo không 15 nhiều đậu này em này.
Đâu có. Một ngô một xẻo ruốc kia thì là mẹ để ra hộp cho con nhá.
Come on. We are right here on the street in Hanoi for a very popular northern Vietnamese street food of xôi xào. Now this is a sticky rice that is filled with so many ingredients. You can see this bowl is just packed. So what we have is that yellow sticky rice underneath here, and she shaves a whole ton of mung bean paste. You can see that yellow mung bean paste there. We got our thap cam, which is a mix of everything. So we have that cha, that Vietnamese sausage, that bologna sausage that we love here in Vietnam. We got a poached fried egg there. Look at that. So yellow and orange in there. And of course, we had to get it with our thit, our meat. And look at this pork belly. Oh, so fatty, juicy, meaty. Oh, and of course, sorry, we have the pork floss on top as well as a whole ton of dried shallots. Now, the worker here is making so many of these bowls of xôi xào, and she's so quick about it, just making the bowls in like a split second. So cool to see. Let's have a nice taste of this sticky rice. And you can see there, just all the ingredients, but just look at the mung bean paste there. Oh, it is like so yellow. Ooh. So we have the yellow rice with that yellow mung bean paste as well. Let's just go for a bite with that pork floss first. What interesting textures. The sticky rice is nice and chewy and like glutinous, but that mung bean paste is so soft and almost just coats your mouth. It's a little bit mushy, so it's a really different consistency compared to that chewy sticky rice. Oh, those dried shallots though, so crunchy. That sticky rice is ultra sticky and really firm. And she also pours on, I think it's like a garlic oil because it is really garlicky tasting on there as well, but it just makes the rice really oily as well. I just want to pick up this nice big chunk of rice here so you can see just how compact that sticky rice is. And again, just so chewy and glutinous. I love sticky rice because it almost tastes less starchy than normal rice. That is delicious. Want to get a bite of that delicious pork belly? And we'll get some egg in there too. Oh, so tender. That egg is delicious. I think it is like a poached fried egg, but that egg white's got this nice springiness to it. That yolk cooked to perfection adds a nice creaminess to the dish as well. Let's try some of this ja, that sausage. Nothing better than the ja, this Vietnamese bologna sausage here in Vietnam. It goes with everything, and I feel like it's in so many dishes here in Vietnam. That is so good. That pork floss adds that dryness to the dish too, but just really meaty. With this bowl, you get a ton of that sticky rice too. Just a massive ball. Look at all that. Such a mixture in this bowl of so much good stuff, like a flavor explosion, but I think the star has to be this mung bean paste that is just really unique and yellow on its own. It's so mushy. It's quite savory and has almost the taste of like mashed potatoes. That is really, really unique. And again, such a awesome street food. Here on the street again, you can see it's so busy. It's getting ultimate bite with everything there. Whew.
Apart from the really beautiful architecture here in Hanoi, there's actually quite a few different lakes around the city, which makes it really nice to walk around and just kind of cool off on some of these hotter days. It's really beautiful. We've come to that point in a new city where it is time for a new banh mi. Xin chào. Xin chào.
Quay biển rồi. Biết tiếng Việt mà. Biết tiếng Việt đúng không? Em ở nước nào? Đâu?
We're in a very local neighborhood outside of the center of Hanoi for a banh mi that you can only find here in Hanoi. Now this is banh mi nem quai, which is actually stuffed with French fries and these fermented pork sausages that are breaded and fried up. Look at these guys here. They're pretty like floppy. So it's pork fermented with chili, fish sauce, and a few other different spices. I have to say this is probably one of the most unique and different Vietnamese banh mi's that I think we've ever had, but all right, the bread actually looks super nice and fluffy and crispy on the outside, which is usually like one of the best parts of a banh mi. So let's give it a shot. There's a lot of bread in that bite, so I'm gonna go in for another one here.
Crispy bread.
Bread is really nice. That's interesting because the majority of the flavor is those French fries there, which is like a mushy kind of potato, which is actually kind of nice. Like it's a different type of texture with the crusty crispiness of the bread. But the nem chua has a nice flavor. It's a little sour, kind of tangy because it's fermented, but the sauce that they put on gives it a really nice taste too because it's a little bit spicy. It's kind of creamy. This is definitely a very, very different banh mi. Look at that bread. See, we've got some nice crispy French fries here as well as some pickled veggies on the bottom. But this fermented sausage is very interesting. It's super pink when they first put it in, when it's raw. And it's kind of almost like a meat paste, to be honest. It has a unique texture. Definitely sausagey, nice and crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Has a bit of a chewiness to it as well. But actually when you have it on its own, it's not too overpoweringly fermented as you expect some fermented meats to taste. The breading and the texture of this nem chua reminds me of a chicken nugget. It almost has a sweetness to it actually. That's quite nice. That is quite nice. This is a very, very different type of banh mi than the typical Vietnamese sandwiches here. Of the 3 sauces on there, one of them must be like a sweet cheese sauce. It's really nice, but I'd have to say overall for a banh mi, this is a super carb-packed sandwich. And it makes sense because we're actually in this local area, has a lot of schools nearby, so it was made as a very like affordable and I think like student-loving meal. And I can totally see this as being something students would love. Gotta say, I like that fermented pork sausage. That was good.
Casually walking on the sidewalk, you have some chickens just playing in the plants here. Hey guys. Just random chickens. Up next, we're gonna go for a nice smattering, a platter of northern eats.
Đâu? Đây anh này, anh chế. Hả? Ra con cho vào con đánh trứng quất rồi nha, thì bé cũng đưa thân. Coi cái nữa con. Chào cái gì? Đúng rồi, đẹp. Thầy có sang cho chị sang mấy em. Quay ra. Thầy cho chị quay mãi thì ăn nó nguội nè. Ăn đây thôi. Đã xong đâu bạn. Từ từ đây nha. Đây, dạ bà này sẽ luôn cho mình.
We are here for a very traditional Hanoi dish. This is bún đảo mắm tôm, which is fried tofu and shrimp with vermicelli. And the interesting thing is there's actually no shrimp in this dish. The shrimp refers to that mam dom, which is a fermented fish paste sauce that you dip everything in actually. Oh, and we've had the Mem Dom before in other dishes, but it is a pungent, really strong shrimp paste, and you can smell it from miles away, but that looks delicious. And the platter that we have here is filled. We got the Tap Cam, so a little bit of everything. So we have the pieces of fried tofu here, which are fried fresh over there, along with some sort of sausage that looks delicious. We have pieces of spring roll, some fresh herbs, some cucumber, some boiled pork as well, and of course the boon, the rice vermicelli that she cut up into these little cubes. Look at that. So cool. So this is just a platter of deliciousness, and you're supposed to dip everything into that sauce. So let's get dipping. Before we get dipping, let's add some calamansi to our Mem Tom here. Oh, look at that. And you can just see how dark that shrimp paste is. And she adds a little bit of the tofu oil on top there as well. And a few chilies to go in there as well. Let's give that a nice stir. Oh, look at that. So thick, that shrimp paste. To start, for sure, I want to try this delicious fried tofu with our boon, our rice vermicelli. Let's give it a nice dip into our Mem Tom. Wow, you just look at that sauce, that paste. It's like purpley, brown, black, just so dark. Oh, and again, extremely pungent and strong. Okay, here we go. Oh. That shrimp paste is extremely strong. It has an ultra super strong shrimp flavor to that. Wow. But surprisingly, it goes really well with the tofu and the rice vermicelli. That tofu though just soaks up that shrimp paste sauce though. And the sauce is like really quite savory, has like an umami flavor, just a nice saltiness to it. And again, just the tofu is fried up so well, it's super crunchy, but soft on the inside. Such a unique sauce. There's so much on this platter, so let's give some of this other food a try. Oh, look at this boiled pork there. We also have the nut cham, which is that fish sauce, that nice sweet fish sauce. So let's dip that in that fish sauce along with our Mem Tom. Dipping in the fish sauce first really adds a nice sweet and tanginess to that shrimp paste because it's so strong. The sweetness actually counteracts that strength of that shrimp paste. The boiled pork is really nice. It's cold, so it has a bit of chewiness to it, but nice and tender, really good with the boon, the vermicelli as well. There's so many crispy fried things here too, so we got a nice spring roll. So crunchy. Those spring rolls are absolutely packed with ingredients, just veggies. I'm pretty sure there's crab in these because these are the special spring rolls here in Hanoi. Just incredibly flavorful. That Mem Tom really zings up everything. And we have a nice sausage there. Let's eat some with our cucumber here. I love the mix between meat, protein, the tofu, the veggies. It all just melds together. Incredible textures. There's something really crunchy in that sausage. That's super crunchy and chewy, whatever that is. It might be like a blood sausage, maybe some tendons in there. Let's give it a try on its own. I think there's like organs in that. It has a pretty strong flavor of organs. It's pretty crunchy. Not sure how I feel about that one. You get quite a few pieces of the fried tofu as well, and some of them are massive, and it's so fried up. Oh, look at that. Just full of tofu. So good. Oh, it goes so well with the Mem Tom. What I love about this dish is the presentation. It's such a beautiful platter with all of the food on the leaves. This is such a unique dish here in Hanoi, and if you come here to try this, I suggest getting the one with everything, the Tap Cam, because you get a little taste of all the different foods. But I just love the communal sharing culture in Vietnamese cuisine, how you just get a platter of different foods and you can make every bite whatever you want, whatever you like, so unique and different. And this Mam Tom is truly just something so different and a bit strange that you just have to try it when you're here in Hanoi. But what a dish, so delicious.
One thing that you must have when you come to Hanoi is bia hoi. So instead of a coffee break today, we are gonna have a beer break. We have got our bia hoi, which is fresh beer. This is super popular in Vietnam, especially here in Hanoi, and it is so fresh. It's brewed daily, no preservatives, just the freshest you can get. And
It smells so good, so fresh. And here in Vietnam, to say cheers, you go, Một hai ba yo, một hai ba yo, một hai ba yo. Yo. Oh, so smooth. Oh, that is refreshing.
it's really nice actually because it's a light beer. I think it's only about 3%.
You can
So
see
it's
there,
super
yeah.
easy drinking and just a casual beer that you can have like tons of then because it's so light, you know? So
Yeah. Oh, so easy to drink.
yeah, it's so nice. And I just love the bia hoi experience. Like they're always such casual places and it's super affordable. Like these ones here are
8,000 dong for a
8,000?
glass, which is like 30 cents USD,
Yeah.
like 45 cents Canadian.
like super affordable. And most places are like 8 to 12. So this is one of the most affordable, which we found, of course. And
Probably the cheapest beer you can find in the world, I would have to say, at 30 cents USD.
yeah, and for nice, fresh draft beer like that, I mean, you can't go wrong, seriously.
And it's just so local, like Steph was saying, the experience at a lot of these bia hoi places, you see them all over Hanoi especially, but even around Vietnam you have the bia hoi. It doesn't get fresher than the beer that they brew here fresh every day in the city of Hanoi. And yeah, we're right underneath like a train track, so this
Actually,
place
this one's really cool.
filled with locals. You can just see that people love their fresh beer. And even outside our accommodation, there's a bia hoi literally next door, and there's people out there at 8 a.m. getting and drinking fresh beer. So it's enjoyed at all hours of the day.
Yeah, pretty much like right from morning until night. It's great.
And you can get as many or as little as you want because it's so affordable.
Probably as many,
Yeah,
I would say.
true.
And I would also have to say one thing I love that's like so characteristic of the bia hois is the glasses here. They are called
Gok Bai.
Kok Bai.
Kok
Thank
Bai.
you for that. And you can see it's blown glass, and each glass is different than the next, which is really, really cool. And it kind of has this like bluish green tinge to it.
Yours is definitely misshapen.
Yeah,
Top
and
there.
I've had like we've had some where they're like almost like an oval, which is really cool. So it just like adds to the whole experience because if you're not drinking it in one of these glasses, you're not really having bia hoi.
No, definitely not. This is like the bia hoi experience here. And look, it's just so easy to drink. I'm almost done.
It seriously is.
But because it's so affordable, we probably need to order a few more.
Jumpy jump.
Jumpy jump. So delicious.
That was good.
Chao Toi Halibia. Come on. Ordered another 2.
Come on.
Come on. Come on. Here we have our fresh next glass of beer, and you can see the little
I was gonna say, look,
specks
it's got all little flecks throughout it.
of that blown glass. So cool.
Yeah, look at this side. Oh my god.
So cool. And yeah, this is definitely misshapen as well, but wow. All right. Một hai ba yo.
Một hai ba yo. Bia Hoi actually has such a rich history. Like beer itself was brought over by the French in the late 1800s, but the Bia Hoi we know today turned into this in around like the 1950s when the locals really turned it into their fresh daily beer like this. And honestly, it's just such a cultural thing that you have to experience. Just sitting on the side of the road like this.
You have to have, the fresh beer when you're in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Just enjoying life, number one. And just people watching, motorbike watching,
Yes.
just watching everything go by. It's such an experience
Yeah.
that you must do when you're here in Vietnam, especially when you're here in Hanoi, which is the land of the Bia Hoi
Yes.
fresh beer. Hai ba yo.
Hi, bye.
So smooth. Everyone would love this.
Can't go
Not a
wrong with
person that wouldn't like it. Yo.
That's good beer.
So good.
That Bia Hoi was delicious and
So good.
definitely necessary.
Yeah. Now, last up on our food tour of Hanoi, if you come here to the city and only have one dish, it's got to be this next one. Come on. Here we have our famous Hanoi Jaka Labong, which is grilled catfish, and oh my goodness, look at this spread of food that we get.
This is crazy.
So crazy, and you get this little device here so you can cook it and keep it hot at your table, which is really, really
Yeah,
cool.
in like a little cauldron almost.
Yeah, so what the dish is, it's jaka lang, which is grilled catfish, and it's marinated in turmeric.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's all grilled up on the charcoal first, and then thrown into this cauldron.
Yeah.
And what's added in is green onion and fresh dill, so
As
the
well
aromas.
as that really nice yellow ginger
Oh,
too.
yes.
So like the smells coming off of this are insane.
Insane
like,
aromas.
So good.
And we have a Thai catfish salad, I believe,
Yes.
here as well.
Looks spicy.
Looks so fresh,
Looks
looks
really
spicy.
good.
And what you have with the chakalabang is the bun noodles, the rice vermicelli. So you got little pieces there.
Yep.
And we have fresh herbs here.
yep.
We have the mam tom, which is that shrimp paste, that fermented shrimp paste again. So special. We
thick
just had
one.
that. Yeah, this is so thick there. But you're just supposed to, once again, just make a bite each time. Which again, such communal food here in
Yeah.
Vietnam. It's so
Keep it grilling up.
awesome to just sit at the table and just eat. So I think we should make a bite.
Yes, I think so too. Let's just try it first, and then we can make some more of that sauce in a minute.
Okay,
This
and
fish
look how
looks so good.
big the pieces of fish are here. Like massive pieces of catfish. Steaming hot because it's being cooked right here fresh.
Oh, and all those fresh veggies, the spring onion and the dill there.
So green. Again, all I smell is dill.
I was gonna say that dill is like
Just crazy dill.
insanely delicious smelling.
Oh man. Okay, let's
Okay.
just try the fish first.
Yeah.
So I just want to try the fish before we make a real bite. Okay.
Cheers.
Catfish cheers. Wow, that fish is so juicy and tender for fish. It's just like bursting with those fish oils.
Oh, that is so good. And honestly, even though it's been cooked twice, it's still so tender and juicy and flaky. Wow, it tastes so good. And with the charcoal as well, like it gives it a little smokiness.
Yeah.
But I have to say that dill with it and the green onions is like the perfect green side to the fish.
Yeah, it just gives it that fresh taste. But okay, how you're supposed to make a bite if you don't just eat the fish on its own because it's so delicious is we gotta spice up our mem tom with some fresh lime as well as some chili. Give her a mix. Grab our bun, our rice vermicelli. Love these little packets almost of vermicelli, so there you
I
go.
almost forgot we had these, to be completely honest with you. I
Yeah,
was
we gotta
mesmerized
make
by the fish.
the proper way to eat jakalabang here. What I think is the favorite part of this dish for me is you're supposed to add some peanuts on top as well. So
I'll take a few.
yeah,
Thank you,
stick
sir.
some peanuts there.
Thank you, sir.
And then we dip it in the Mam Tom fermented shrimp sauce. So here we go. Nice dip, get it completely soaked.
Oh, man,
Oh
that
wow.
is a massive dip.
Look at that. Oh wow.
I'm gonna get just like
Okay.
a bit of a smaller one myself there, I think. Thank you.
All right, let's have a nice proper jakalabang bite.
Okay, that definitely gives it an extra fishy, shrimpy flavor to it. I'd have to say, I think me personally, I actually prefer it without it because the flavor of the grilled catfish with the turmeric and everything like that is so nice as it is.
That Mam Tom is definitely
It's like
very
super-
strong.
Yeah, it's very overpowering. I think a little too overpowering for my liking.
Once again, it's very, very pungent.
Very
but
pungent.
Here we have our special salad, which we were told to have with the jakalabang here. Look at that. Onions. It looks really spicy actually with a lot of chilies in there. So, ooh, and look, there's pieces of the catfish there as well. So, let's have a nice ultimate bite of the salad.
Yeah, it's got a nice bit here.
Cheers.
There.
All right. Cold salad.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow, that
Very
is
fresh.
such a change to the hot. The onions,
I was gonna say the onions are really nice with it.
big onion flavor there.
And just like, it's a little bit, actually it's decently spicy, but actually not overpoweringly so. I thought it was gonna be hotter than it is. But the greens there with the onions and everything, it adds such a nice freshness to the fish.
It
It's
is
really
the perfect complement to the hot jagalang here. Oh, just gonna get another dip of this delicious catfish. Oh, it's still steaming too because you just cook
Keeping
it
all
right
hot in
here.
there, yeah.
And we still have
Oh my gosh, yeah.
a portion here to cook up ourselves, heat back up once we finish what's in here. I can't believe we forgot about this. So, we also have some fish guts. So, grilling on the
Oh, I
charcoal
almost
as
forgot
well.
about those too.
You can get an order of fish guts So they look like intestines almost, like pork intestines.
Yeah, they do.
Let's have some fish guts. Super chewy. Has a pretty big fishy flavor.
I got some greens with mine, so actually the dill has like quite a strong taste with it for me.
It almost tastes like fish organs, which I guess it is because it's fish
but,
guts.
like, I
Yeah,
wonder-
they honestly taste like intestines, like animal intestines, like pork intestines.
They have quite an
Crunchy.
oiliness to them as well, actually.
Crunchy as well, but smoky from the charcoal. That is delicious with the mam tom. I'm loving the taste of this catfish too.
It's so nice. There's no strong fishy flavor or anything like that.
Yeah, no strong smell too. And I just love how this is boneless catfish, so it's just ultra meaty, just super juicy fish meat. All right, we finished our first portion of the jakalang, so let's make another one.
Yes, I was gonna say first round is done. Round 2 commences.
So we add in the dill and the spring onion, just so fresh.
I was gonna say, look at that dill. The dill, honestly, is like the best part.
Smells so amazing.
I have to say, I just do love the flavor and the smell of that dill. It is insane.
Ooh, those veggies are looking good, so
Okay.
I think it's time for some more of that catfish
Yeah,
and the guts too.
just get it all in there.
And gotta get all of that ginger, that nice yellow turmeric ginger as well.
Yeah, it adds such a nice flavor to it.
Again, it's such a cool experience having this dish here in Hanoi because you just get to cook it on the table yourself, and it's always so much more enjoyable.
Yes.
And you can eat at like your own pace when you cook yourself.
Yes, agreed. Last of the veggies in here.
I can see why this is such a popular dish here in Hanoi because it is like hot. It's heating me up.
Yeah.
Especially with the sauces, the chilies, and everything. So in the cold winters here in Hanoi, this is definitely a comforting, warm dish to have.
Yes.
Sitting around the fire cooking the catfish like this.
It is like you're around a fire.
Catfish roasting on a cauldron fire. Our fish is grilled up again. Oh, look at that. Steaming hot with all of that dill. What a dish.
I love this.
Cheers.
I love this.
I want to try that nut jam out.
It's so hot.
That dill is incredible. It just makes this dish for sure.
Goes perfectly with fish. Perfectly. I have to say, I really love the northern Vietnamese cuisine today. They use such fresh, local, and simple ingredients that I find just really highlights the natural flavors of the foods themselves. Honestly, I feel like everything we've had today has just been so tasty.
So amazingly delicious, yummy. Because we have all this food, we gotta end with an ultimate bite. And actually, the peanuts are grilled.
Oh, yeah,
So
those
they make it
roasted
so crunchy.
Yeah, add a little few.
That's
add a
like
few of
the
that,
best
I
part of this dish is just that crunch from the peanuts. Always love a good peanut.
think. All right.
What a perfect end to the day. And once again, if you are in Hanoi and you can only eat one dish, definitely try the chaka labong,
Yes.
the chaka lang, because such a unique dish,
Very
cool
fun.
experience.
Yeah, fun to make
experience.
it, enjoyable.
Right on the street here too.
Yeah, communal, just like the epitome of Hanoi
Northern
street
Vietnam.
food. Yeah.
Hanoi street food at its finest.
All right, should we do this or
Ultimate bite. I have a
what? I
huge
can't
bowl
even.
here.
Yeah, let's just go for it.
Cheers.
Yep. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed our food tour here in Hanoi today. If you did, give the video a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're hungry to travel. We'll see you next meal.